And then there's just me with a nice little microphone in a little soundproof shield.
But yours sounds again, you've whatever you've done there, Declan, with the echo uh, cancellations working really well because your sound is really warm and clear.
So I shouldn't admit this while we're recording, but my internet wouldn't reach into my living room. It's playing up, so I'm hiding in the bedroom,
Ew.
and I've got my mic shield on a pillow right next to me.
No, that's perfect. Yeah.
I usually have it on a table next to the laptop, and I sit professionally. But tonight I'm like, I can't get it to work. I'll just sit on the bed and just hug the microphone and
That's all good.
have a
That's all
good
good.
chat.
Let's do a radio check with our man in Los Angeles.
Yeah. How is this for you guys? Pretty
That's
good.
nice. That's
All
nice.
right.
Yep. Yep. Really good.
That's
And
good.
Arsh is looking professional now.
He does. He's got a shirt on with a collar. He's got his
I know.
fancy glasses
Hello.
on.
Do you want some ASMR?
No, 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 no ASMR.
Oh dear, that's a very different kind of show. Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Let's Talk Assassin's Creed. We have not recorded in about 4 months, and we're very sorry about that. It has been a busy time, unfortunately. We're recording on Sunday, the 23rd of November. My old partner in crime, Declan, is here. Say hello, Declan.
Hello, Declan. Oh, you wanted me
And
to say normal hello?
whatever, whatever works for you. And we are joined, as you might have already guessed, by our returning friend of the show. He's been on the show many times. My brother in another country, Arshak. Welcome.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going good, mate. Good to see you. Chris normally, of course, would join us, but he has got a busy life. He's recently embarked on a new university course. He's got an early start tomorrow, and as we're recording quite late, he's gonna miss this one, which is a shame because I haven't spoken to Chris in a while. But he's fine. He's just he's focusing on his studies, which we have to respect. So, Arshak, welcome back. Good to see you, Declan. Great to speak to you again and have everyone together. Arshak, we met in person in London
I know
last month.
it was amazing. Some fish and chips and James time, right?
It was a really good day. Yeah. Arshak, just briefly tell everyone about your itinerary because you did a bit of an Assassin's Creed kind of tour of
Uh,
Europe in a week.
oh, dude, yeah. Okay, so I had one day in London. So per James's guidance on the itinerary, I started I started east to west. Um I went to Tower Bridge, Tower of London. I didn't go inside Tower of London because that would have taken me all day as a historian.
Yeah.
So I I just took a picture outside that's like, oh look, I made it over here. And then went to Saint Paul's Cathedral, which was amazing. I have never been in a church that big, and it was magnanimous until I went to Italy. Um,
Did you go to a service there as well, though? You didn't just go as a tourist, did you?
yeah, I went to a service over there, which was great. Got out of the service, went to what what was it? Yes, Covent Garden.
That's where we met. Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
where we met James and Nima, my graphic designer on AC Landmarks. It was a good time with the lads. We had lunch at Covent Garden, that place where it actually exists in AC Syndicate, not the dinner place, but the establishment does exist since like I think the 1800s, which was amazing to me. And then after that, took a bit of a tour with James over here. James showed me his like his home, basically. Uh,
I did
he,
I was full tourist guide, wasn't I, for a couple of hours as we walked Trafalgar
yeah,
Square, Westminster, all of that.
exactly. So Trafalgar Square, Westminster, Big Ben. After Big Ben, James had to leave, but he told us to go to the Mall, which is Mall, Uh, Over here we call it the mall. It's like the the Galleria where you go and shop stuff, but over there, it's just like it's a very famous road. So
We should
that's
say to, because a lot of our audience is American, we should say. So if you ever watch any of the royal family stuff like the coronation, the birthday celebrations, the trooping of the colour,
the Crown
the
TV
king or
show.
the queen, the crown, it's the long straight road with all the flags and trees that leads up to Buckingham Palace. That's the road they always go down on the horse and carriage when they're going to Parliament or they're going to whatever event. So yeah, you'll probably recognize it from those shows. Very famous, the Mall.
Right. And then so we went to Buckingham Palace uh after that, taking the Park Road, which was great. It was so beautiful. Um and in that cold, my mother and sister decided ice cream would be a good idea. Uh and then as we were going to Buckingham Palace, I turned on the TV show The Crown, and there's a scene where they're walking, where the two sisters are walking the mall. I'm watching that as I'm there, dude. Surreal experience, very surreal
Nice,
experience. Now,
nice.
now I think it also exists in AC Syndicate. Does it not?
Yeah,
Yeah, of
yeah.
course. So yeah, Buckingham Palace was the crown jewel. Of course, the day after that, I went outside of London a bit. We went to uh, a guided tour to Windsor Castle, Stonehenge, and Bath, England, which my sister really wanted to visit the Jane. I think it's the Jane Eyre museum over there.
Would it be Jane Eyre or Jane Austen?
Jane Austen or Jane Eyre.
I'm not
I
sure.
not sure, but she was a total geek about it. Like
Very
I'm a
good.
geek about Assassin's Creed, so I had to basically go with her for this because she basically helped me live my Assassin's Creed uh, experience over there.
Nice.
Uh, and yeah, that was England for the first time.
You packed in Windsor Castle, Stonehenge, and the Roman city of Bath in a day. That's a heck of a journey.
Yeah, it took all day. We came back at 7 p.m.
Not surprised.
To London, at which point I took the underground. Then my mom was astonished at the underground. She was like, "You have a whole city going down there from place to place to place." I'm like, "Mom, welcome to modernity."
I mean, it's a very old parts of that network, as we know as Assassin's Creed fans.
Yeah,
Parts of that network are 150 years old.
yeah.
Which famous assassin worked on the construction of parts of the London Underground? That's a pop quiz for you, Arshak.
You're the British one.
He's not British. It's Henry
Oh,
Green.
it's Henry
Yeah, because when he
Green.
this is in the novel that accompanies Syndicate. Have you read the novel? I actually can't remember the name of the novel. Secret, not Secret Crusade.
Underworld.
Underworld. Thank you. Yeah, he comes to England, and I can't actually remember why, but for a while he's undercover. His name is Bharat Singh, if I remember rightly. His kind of nom de guerre, and yeah, he's working on the construction of parts of the underground in 1865 or something. Yeah,
Oh, Henry
yeah.
Green is his British name?
He's is he Jayadeep Mir? Is that his real name? His Indian name? Yeah, he has several names. God, I'm going to look it up
Hmm.
because if I get that wrong, I'm going to really
Yeah, we,
Henry
we can get
Green,
we can get Jane Eyre
Assassin's Creed.
wrong, but we can't
We can't
get
get Henry Jayadeep Mir. His birth name was Jayadeep Mir. There we go. Thank God for that.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, he
Yeah,
had quite
yeah.
a few different names or pseudonyms, should we say? Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, nice to meet you, mate. We had a good day in London. Nice to show a bit of the history of our city and our country. Um, we're gonna change topic very
Yes.
jarringly.
Let's go
Um,
into a valley of memory.
Oh, beautiful segue. Beautiful.
Uh-huh.
So we're recording this Sunday, the 23rd. What is it? 6 days ago, 5 days ago, Ubisoft released a free story expansion, story chapter for Assassin's Creed Mirage called Valley of Memory. We've been uploading some of the trailers and other content that Ubisoft have shared with us onto the channel so people can see that. And honestly, I played it on release night. I finished it the next day. I loved it. Arshak messaged me a few days ago and said, let's talk. And I thought, yeah, let's talk. Now, interestingly, we have both played it. And Declan, what is your current status?
I haven't played it,
Okay. Okay.
but
This could be a difficult conversation for you,
to be honest,
but it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
I'm on the fence about playing it because how it's structured as a kind of in the middle type of mission between a certain point in the story and before the end game, it doesn't really have that hook as other DLCs that are like end game hooks because the story of Basim, in my opinion, feels complete. It
Okay.
doesn't feel like there's any room for growth except outside of his Isu lineage and his
Mm,
connection to Eivor and Sigurd in the future. So,
well,
yeah,
do you want to say it, Arshak, or shall I? I'll say it. Declan, there's good shit in this story. So I tell you what, as you're kind of the independent voice here, as you haven't played. Do you want to maybe kick us off with a question, and Arshak and I will fill
Yes.
you in? You know.
Do it.
I think the biggest question I have, and it kind of stems from Valhalla. So in Valhalla, their DLC structure was similar. Their DLC wasn't end game; it was just filler missions, and it kind of made me wonder with Mirage
I can't
DLC.
believe you've already phrased it like that. That's unbelievable.
I know I'm going to get in trouble,
But you're
but
you're absolutely right. Yeah, yeah.
the reason I'm phrasing like that is it comes to mind the question of is the DLC needed to be played? Is it something that should be played to enjoy Basim's story? That's
Yes.
kind of why I phrased it like that.
Should I go first or
Please
you?
do, mate. You're the guest.
Okay.
Always defer to the guests.
All right. So, yes, it's meant to be played in order to understand um in order to understand Basim's uh psychology going into the ending of Mirage. I think it should be played before you go and fight Roshan, like the end game stuff, and before like Basim becomes Loki, because you feel that inkling of Loki coming into Basim, and he even talks about, like, going to a place that uh will unfold in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So it's just it it, it is a good connector of stories. Uh this story, and it also it's a story about a father and a son. So it's really cool. It touched me deeply. James?
I'll say that point. It was one of the most moving stories we've had in Assassin's Creed in a long time. Um, I published yesterday on our channel just a 5 minute quick review, and I just commented on this briefly. But yeah, right in the gut.
Yeah.
It fills out details of how Basim sees the world, how he sees himself, and what he wants to achieve. It fills in the detail of why of all the Aesir sages, why did Basim appear in the middle of the Abbasid Caliphate and not in Norway with all the other Aesir sages? That's covered as well. And I can tell you
Oh,
why if
yeah.
you want, Declan, because you did say you were okay for spoilers. Are we okay for spoilers?
Yeah, I think Serverland Flowers in our Discord server mentioned it as well. Something to
Yeah.
do with Basim's mum.
Basim's mother is from the north. Um, his father met her. fell in love. You know what happens next? A baby arrives at some point later. So yes, his father is of Norse or Northern European descent, let's say, and that's where he gets his kind
His
of
mother.
yeah, his mother. So that's
No.
the Aesir connection there, which was interesting.
And I love the fact that they didn't mention her name. They didn't mention um anything um crucial about her, like, you know, show like a picture or something like that, because like, it makes sense. She came from the north, from the bazaar, and I was actually trying to find out, okay, which north did she come from? Like I was trying to see what's north of Samara, because
Mm,
Basim's Basim's dad thinks he's in Samara, uh, not in Alula. So somewhere there, and it shows. I mean, Turkey did show, but then I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna make sense. But then once I also heard that she has blue eyes, I'm like, okay, it's definitely like a European uh descent.
yeah. And the Norse, I mean, they
Yeah,
traveled widely across, I mean, the country didn't exist then, but they traveled widely across what is now Russia, Ukraine, Turkey, the Caucasus. So it's no difficult stretch of imagination to say that she may have been on one of those traveling parties or raiding parties, and
yeah,
arrived in the caliphate. So
yeah.
yeah, it's good stuff, Declan. Really good. I think I said this in my review. It's very short. It's probably 2 hours end to end if you don't get distracted by side stuff and historical codexes and stuff. I think six story missions, six memories in the memory sequence. Let's put it in those old fashioned terms that we don't use anymore in Assassin's Creed. But each memory sequence had like an intro and a closing cutscene that was well written, well acted, lots of emotion, lots of expression. Honestly, it was some of the best stuff we've had from a story point of view in a long, long time.
Yeah. I talked to the writer afterwards
You
of
met
the
them.
story. No, I didn't meet them when I was in Bordeaux. I actually just like messaged him. Uh his name is Alex. And and I told him, like, how the story touched me, and he said, yeah, like it took a lot of work. But the smaller the game is, it's better to write stuff uh for it, and connect the threads and stuff like that. And yeah, he's really happy the story clicked with a lot of people.
It's good. It was good.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, the thing, like, uh we're so happy too. And I mean, it's little details in this game that like also matters. So like, when you help someone out uh before you go to prison, that person can then uh get you out of prison instead of you needing Enkidu, the bird, uh the eagle, to get you out of prison. And even when you do need Enkidu, that also gets Basim to be closer with the eagle, so that when Enkidu scratches his face, you feel that loss. So like,
Yes.
I am looking forward to playing New Game Plus on stream, and also like playing Valley of Memory when I'm playing that. Like, I want to play it chronologically of how stuff happens, and then seeing how that affects me. Ah, this DLC was what Mirage needed.
Yes, it was. Because the original game, the gameplay was great. The city was stunning. The individual missions were really enjoyable to play and replay. The writing was the weakest part of the original game.
Yeah,
And this really lifts it. Also, it's linear, Declan. There's none of this choose your own route, do the targets. It's strictly linear, which just lets them build the character, lets them build the tension, and then lets them have the big finale. So it was great. That was your first question. We've already spoken for sort of 10, 15 minutes on your first question, but it was great. Also, it's free. Why wouldn't you play it? You know?
See, I haven't played it because I've just been a little burnt out on AC,
Well, that's
but
fair enough. That's fair
but
enough.
I have got it downloaded, so I'm excited to try it. I think my other question that's been a bit of a niggle is we know with Basim's story, he started out as a street thief, then he was integrated into the Brotherhood, and that's where he's grown. How does his dad react to this sudden change of lifestyle for Basim?
He doesn't.
Yeah. What Arshak said. He doesn't.
He just doesn't care.
I'll take that one, then I'll hand over to Arshak.
Go ahead.
By the time he finds his father, because that's the structure of Valley of Memory, it is I have a clue. I need to try and follow that clue and find my father, which he does. He travels from Baghdad to Alula with Darwish, and he finds him at the end. By the time he gets to him, he has it's I don't know the difference, but he has Alzheimer's or dementia. He doesn't really know where he is. He doesn't recognize Basim. It's really sad. We've had members of the family that have suffered with this, and I'm sure lots of people listening have. It's awful on those around you. It's awful on everyone. He doesn't recognize Basim. He talks to Basim about his son. It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he doesn't recognize Basim. He makes a nice comment on Basim's name because Basim means, is it he who smiles or the one who smiles? I
Basim
can't
is,
remember the exact
yeah,
translation. It's
yeah.
something like that.
Basim is literally the one who smiles. Like,
Yeah,
man, such a sweet addition to his smile, and that he gets it from his mother and not his father. And I'm like, wow. But the thing is, like, man, when that first scene ends, James, like, when Basim tells his father, like, I'll come with you to like see the Alula tombs and stuff like that. When he's like, oh, good, good, and he smiles. I'm like, uh, Ishak, are you sure it doesn't come from you? Because your smile is freaking contagious too, man. Like, oh, so good, so good. Yeah,
yeah. We get his father's full name as well, don't we? So it's Ishaq ibn Khalid. So we,
yeah,
we
Ibn
know
Khalid. Yeah,
Basim's grandfather was Khalid. Maybe we already knew that. I don't remember. But
no, we
it's
didn't
nice to
know.
hear. Oh, we didn't know. Okay, so it's nice to get
No,
those little family details as well. So yes, Declan, there you are. He doesn't know, and he doesn't know in one of the saddest ways possible because he has no idea where he is, who's around him, and what's going on.
he doesn't even remember his wife's name. Uh,
Yeah,
because man, it's just so traumatizing. When like Arthur gets tuberculosis in Red Dead Redemption 2, and the player is like shocked, like, what's going on? This came very close to it because like it's a very human um it's a very human and disease to have. And when you're anticipating meeting this guy, this Ishak that we've basically kind of wondered about for 2 years now, like, and then he doesn't remember us. Wow, what a human moment. What a human moment. Like, good job on the writers uh of AC. Like, Sarah Beaulieu, who has left Ubisoft for like probably like a year now or something. She led the foundation of this as well. So credits to her for like laying a foundation on this mini-sized linear experience.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say here, Declan, which is something I said in my review, so I know if people have watched that, I'm repeating myself, but here we go. What helped with Valley of Memory was, as Arshak said, this is a really human story. There's a lot of emotion there, but there was a lot of motion capture used. which means that the
Lots.
actors can actually perform, and it's not just their voices bringing their character to life and the really fucking awful wooden Ubisoft animations. It's actual actors emoting and smiling, and it's we all know, it's the tension around the eyes when people grimace or smile. It's the tightness around the mouth when they're nervous. There's so much that you can't do without mocap, and a lot of the scenes in this were motion captured. The actors were performing. You could see such depth to like Basim's character when he first meets a character called Nimlot. That interaction, oh my, it's so stupid
Yeah.
because it's only a 2 minute conversation, but there's so much delivered non-verbally when the actors can perform and bring these characters to life. And we got that with this, and we got that in the closing conversations between Basim and Ishak. So yeah, it's great. It's really,
When
really great.
when we were in Bordeaux, one of the deep dives that the devs did for us over there is to, stress the point that this game has a lot of mocaps. Uh, and what they did was they compared the script that they have, and they showed us like videos of Lima's Doob and Nimlot's actor. So that scene between Nimlot and Basim, we saw that in like in like a video of the actors acting on a computer screen, basically, and they went back and forward with it, which was uh really cool. You get we got to see, like, Basim being like emotional as well. And yeah, I'm like, man, so Assassin's Creed can actually get mocapped now.
And
Like,
it's,
oh my god,
yeah,
what a
yeah,
change of what a breath of fresh air that, like,
yeah.
there's more mocaps coming into a game. And I hope future Assassin's Creed titles do this as well. I really, really want them to prioritize motion capture
Yeah.
rather than just depend on uh like, whatever they do with their NPCs.
Mm, agreed.
Yeah.
Next question, mate.
So we've covered the story, and I think the next question I had in my mind is a very much, it's kind of a nitpicky topic because I'm pedantic at times when it comes to AC. But Mirage
That's why we're
follows
here. Let's go for it.
Mirage follows a similar structure to Shadows and having no animus. And the issue I'm having is, how does the replay memories parts of the game feed into this idea of this is an animus simulation? Because in the older games, when you revisited menu, you had that genetic sequence on the animus, and you could feel that you were in the animus and you revisited memories. But with Mirage, I think I've always had this issue, especially with the teleportation ability, where it was the animus couldn't render his movements without an animus hub or screen or something connecting the game to the animus. The idea of having revisit memories doesn't jar well with me because it's kind of pulling you away from the game when there's no animus in the game, if that makes sense.
There's technically an animus in the game, brother.
Where?
Like,
You're still in
well,
the Animus.
you're still in the animus. I think someone, or I think it's Basim reliving his memories. I don't know. The AC Mirage, modern day, how the modern day story went, but William Miles wants Basim's story to be seen in order for him to, like, to see if he trusts Basim or not, something like that. But when you're playing this, you are technically still in the Animus. The main intentionality that they want you to go back to the Animus sequences and stuff like that is for replayability and to give you back what you had with AC Revelations, AC3, which is the optional objectives, and to perfect those sequences in that order. I really enjoyed them because they dared me to learn from my mistakes. I played the Al Ghul mission. I screwed up like 7 times until I perfected the memory, and yeah, that was fun to go back to.
I'll
Yeah.
just add, in terms of the visual presentation, you can restart these assassination missions 2 ways. Once you've completed a mission on that area of the map, so you open up your inventory, you go to your map, there'll be a little icon where you can click on it and say replay mission or replay memory. I can't actually remember the wording. Or the other way you can do it is you can go into the objective board, the investigations board, and there's a new node on that board. You click on that, and then it lists all of the missions you've completed, and then you've got the option to restart it. And then when you restart it, it gives you, your optional objectives. There's always a time goal, and then there's things like you don't use eagle vision, don't kill anyone, all those sorts of things. I've only replayed one just to sort of test it out. It's just me. I'm not that bothered about replaying them. It's there for high skill players. That's great. People that just really enjoy it. It's great to see, and I'm sure people will use it to, especially with the new parkour. People will use it to do sort of really high skill kind of showcase content. That's great. I'm going to watch it when I see it on YouTube. But just for me personally, it's not that interesting. Just because I have limited time generally at the moment, so I'll play Valley of Memory once, which I've done, and then I'll move on. But that's not to say this isn't a bad addition. I am so happy this is in the game, and I just hope we keep this replayability in the future. I think they've done a nice thing as well. They could have just made it like a button that says replay. They've actually put some thought into it by setting challenges, and there's kind of a series of ranked rewards. So the more challenges you complete, the more rewards you get. Some of it's upgrade resources. So I think there's skill points in there, and then there's some outfits you can unlock, and then there's also the color filters. So as you complete more of these things, you'll unlock like an Origins color filter. Odyssey's in there. I saw Unity in there. I think AC2 might be in there as well. So there's something like 90 different custom objectives. So people are really going to have to work hard to unlock all of them. If you want to do that, that's great. But just say for me personally, it's not what I would do. But it's great to see, mate. And in terms of, are you in the Animus? Of course you are. You're replaying a genetic memory. We can all do that. Yeah, not a problem.
I think for me, the problem I had, and it's just maybe being pedantic as a fan, it's since Assassin's Creed is moving away from kind of that key that demonstrating that the UI and the systems that it's in an Animus with Shadows. I know they'd get away with it with the hub, but if you took the hub out and just played Shadows as it is, you couldn't really tell that you're in an Animus. And it's the same with Mirage, in my opinion. You can't really tell you're an Animus. I wasn't aware, even though I've completed Mirage, I wasn't aware there was any modern day to Mirage.
I mean, it's what, a minute video and some voiceover from William Miles, and that's it.
I totally forgot it existed. And
yeah,
I think
that's all you get.
That was kind of my problem with this. The idea of the mission playability is a highlight for me because I really dislike some of the black box missions at the beginning where you have no tools, no skills, but the way the missions are structured, the way the enemies are pacing, you really do need tools and structures because sometimes in the tight corners you can't use parkour to escape, and that puts a little more pressure on how the game is built. So having replayability is a great addition. It means I can replay them, retry them again. I know I can't replay them because my save's corrupt, but it is a good option. So kind of excited to see how it looks.
You just reminded me of something there when you said your save is corrupt. So something else that's changed with Mirage. I mean, there's quite a few other changes, but one that I didn't realize until I saw, I think it might have been Leo K's review, which everyone should go and watch. It's very good. So, Mirage has this permadeath mode. I did a permadeath run last spring, like a year, long after it had been released and added to the game. But I think it was last year. Completed the run on Master Assassin, so I unlocked all the rewards you get for that. But I did that as a new game. So I did a new game because I'd also lost my save files because I was stupid. That was on me, not on Ubisoft Connect or anything. So I did my permadeath run, completed it, great. I've now got a new game plus of that, which is normal mode. And that's what I'm using right now to play Valley of Memory and all the rest of it. So I've got all the upgrades, all the skills. That's great. What's changed with permadeath mode in this new update is you cannot start a new game in permadeath mode. You can only access permadeath as a new game plus, which is an interesting change. I have to assume that they changed it because people were starting in that mode and then getting angry when they died and they lost 10, 15, 20 hours of progress. Because maybe they didn't realize what they were choosing in the menu in a new game. So yeah, it's new game plus only now. If you want to do that kind of run.
Yeah, I died like 20 times in the first 20 minutes of the game, so permadeath would have the controller thrown out the window.
It's not that hard, honestly.
No, it's not hard for normal people. We're talking about me here. It's going to be impossible for people like me
Okay.
who plays these
I'd
games at
say,
2 a.m. Sorry, Ash.
man, when I went back to play Mirage after playing Shadows, it was so hard to get used to the controls. Especially like when dodging. Oh my God.
I
When
died so many times because I kept pressing circle, but it's on square in Mirage, isn't it? Fuck's sake.
yeah. But thing when which reminds me when like Shadows was coming out, Assassin's Creed was very like adamant on telling the people that, hey, by the way, it's just switched around now. So coming back to Mirage, it's like, oh God, so it's switched around again. And then next week, when the new update comes out of Shadows, it's gonna switch around again.
I was the same,
Oh
mate.
man,
I got into melee combat and immediately died because I was tapping circle to dodge. No, James, it's on
yeah,
square. Ah.
man.
Talking of movement, Declan, would you like to maybe give us a question about parkour that we could talk
Well,
about?
funny enough, that was actually going to be my last question because
Oh, nice. All right.
um, parkour in Mirage, I can't believe I always repeat myself, is the only parkour I've enjoyed in Assassin's Creed. It's the best parkour in the franchise for me and the one that makes the most sense. However, I'm curious, what did they add to the movements and the controls to make it better? Because as someone who is very limited in parkour knowledge, to me, Mirage's parkour is perfect. No need to change it. It's works really well. There's a lot of agency to use it, a lot of places to use it, and it works perfect. I don't see any reason to change something that's already good. So I am curious, what has this update brought to make it either better or more infuriating for people who are used to certain controls?
Honestly, it's the manual jump. Uh, the manual jump is literally what was needed for Mirage to feel very free in a way, or close to freedom of movements. Sometimes I do struggle with it, but like I don't struggle with like the jumping part. It just I struggle with like side ejecting and stuff like that. Like the side ejects on this game are way better. The movement from place to place kind of still feels janky. It's the Valhalla. Uh, it's the Valhalla playground you're playing in, but the devs tried their hardest to make this a parkourable experience, and just having manual jump adds such a great difference into this game. I want the games to have manual jump going forward. I don't want them to take a step back on this one. Manual jump should be a staple in Assassin's Creed. That's literally what you have to do as a parkour person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jump.
I don't know if you remember, Declan. So Mirage came out in October 23, 2 years, and then it was after Christmas. I can't remember exactly when. It's a long time ago, January, February. They released quite a big update to Mirage. They did have some parkour improvements in that update, and that's also when they added the permadeath mode. And if I remember rightly, they added height gaining ejects in that update, and that was
Yes.
it. But it was different. It definitely made a difference because you could now, the classic thing where you're in a narrow street and Arno or Ezio would go eject, eject, and they would sort of climb up the buildings by just constantly back ejecting. That was cool. Mirage gave you that ability, and there's lots of different ledges in Mirage that are slightly different heights. So again, you could now eject sideways onto those. But Arshak is right. It was, and it still is a little. He doesn't often grab the things you think he's going to grab even now. But I don't care about that because they've added, as Arshak said, manual jump, and they've added. There's something else. Have they done something else? Oh, you can now do unsafe ejects, which is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So you
Unsafe
can
ejects.
throw yourself off of any building you want.
And that is like toggleable. Like
Mm,
if you want to be unsafe, they will tell you I think it's called classic mode or something like that. Like James, you can check that out later on what that mode is called. But
yeah,
there is the oh yeah, sorry. There is the free. It's a free mode or safe
safe
mode.
mode. Yeah, something like that, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So I don't want to be safe. I want to be freaking free
yeah,
to to do to do anything. If I want to fall down and die in game, hell yeah, let's
yeah.
do that. At least it's within my control, and uh also like you press circle right before you go down to the ground, and Bassam rolls off just like in Shadows, less damage. That way, you can actually cache ledges now.
I was going to ask you about that because I haven't looked at this. I know that they've added Catch Ledge and Shadows parkour,
Yeah,
but those are two different development branches with their own
yeah,
challenges and their own
Mirage.
solutions. Have they added Catch Ledge in
Yeah,
Mirage?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I tested it, and they've added cache ledge in Mirage as well, which was so good because man, one time I needed to like just go a floor down, not all the way down, just a floor down, and it worked, and I'm like, yes. uh yeah, it matters, those
Yeah.
things matter. Yeah, you know kind of a side conversation about this, but I was very, very let down with the Alula landmarks. Not their visual aesthetic, god no, they look beautiful, but what's inside of them was just like collectibles and stuff like that. There was nothing intriguing inside to find, like old monuments. Why can't we excavate them? Why can't we go inside? Maybe there's something of significance in there. But maybe the government of Saudi Arabia was like, no, 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 just stuff inside. I don't know, but yeah, it just that let me down. I'm like, oh man, but at least you can do a viewpoint there, which is pretty awesome.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do you know that's something I realized going back to Mirage? I'm happy that we don't have the Eagle drone anymore because we'd had it in like 4 games and it'd probably run its course. But I really miss putting the Eagle up just to see the landscape, see the city, see the streets laid out. And I do miss having that eye in the sky view. And
yeah.
not for gameplay, but just for visuals. It would be cool to have that in Shadows just to see the world, you know.
Oh, James, when you replay the missions, one of the one of the objectives that the optional objectives is do not use your eagle vision. It doesn't tell you to not use Enkidu, just
Interesting.
no eagle vision. So I used Enkidu, and that was basically a detour that I took to like solve a lot of stuff. But man, I miss I miss that drone, but I'm glad it's not in like future games. Like you
Yeah.
can come back and see Senu and Enkidu
Yeah.
in these games.
I never really used I didn't use Enkidu much for gameplay, just to see that amazing city they built,
Oh yeah.
and see the
Yeah.
world. I was going to make a point about
Oh
yeah. Oh, so
yeah.
I have two little niggles with the Valley of Memory. It doesn't matter, right? It was a free expansion. They're not complaints, but just two Let's call them observations. There we go. Two observations. It is a small map, and that's fine because it's only a short story. But the top one third of the map is just desert, and there's one location which is just a side location. I'm surprised. I wonder if they actually cut some content there. I don't really know why that desert is there because apart from I think there's a folk tale to listen to, there's maybe a collectible there. Why is it there? Unless they cut some content and left the map as is. They could have shrunk the map even further. And the other thing I would comment on is the town of Alula itself, the Oasis town. It's it's beautiful to look at. It's beautiful to walk through. They've designed it quite differently, so the buildings are generally quite taller. It's a good parkour gym for anyone that wants to mess around with parkour. But you actually don't spend any time. You're in prison there. You chase a guy through the city streets, and that's about it. There is a side story, like a tale of Alula in the town, and that's really it. So I'm surprised we didn't spend more time in the town, But those are just two observations I would have. It doesn't affect my feelings of the story.
The town I think was more vibrant than Baghdad's was in a way because it was like very it was very colorful, and like you see those date palms, the date palm trees, and how uh how much there is of them. The incense route is also like shown a good respect there. You see a lot of markets that this is a hub where travelers came to in journey to Mecca, which would which was great. You see a lot of travelers traveling in the desert, which was pretty awesome as well. Sad that I couldn't talk to them in a way. They're just like minding their own business, the camel going and stuff like that. Uh, I liked Alula as it was for for a free game. It was
Yeah.
it had a lot of character. The folk tales as well was like pretty cool. Like it just gets me to make content about the the folk tales too. Like, oh, did you hear this person talking about this mythical figure? Well, here's the story behind that. I'm working on something like that. But yeah, like it showed character, those folk tales, uh,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. Yeah, and what was your second gripe about it?
That was it. Just two observations. I won't even
Mm,
call them gripes.
mm,
Just two observations that probably the desert could have been smaller,
mm.
just that you've got less area to unfog. And yeah, the town itself, although had a lot of nice design points, and it's really beautiful to walk through. Like you said, it's quite densely packed, isn't it? You don't really, you're not in the town, and that's fine. It's fine. But I thought there would be more story chapters or assassination missions or whatever in the town itself. But yeah, that was it. One final point I add about parkour, Declan, is they've added a new control scheme. They called it the modern control scheme or something to kind of enable manual jumps. I tried it briefly at the start I couldn't get on with it. So I went back to my customized Mirage control scheme and I disabled the new parkour so I could just get through the story, enjoy the story. And then I went back after completing the story, enabled the enhanced parkour, enabled the new control scheme, and then I just messed about in the city for ages, getting used to it. And now it's fine. I've been back to Baghdad today, and I was just playing around in the city doing parkour, and it was actually really enjoyable just to do parkour for the sake of it. When was the last time we've said that as Assassin's Creed fans? I'd say there's definitely a learning curve, learning when he will jump, what he will grab. You've got to be really precise with your camera because like you'll be looking at a rope and he'll just won't jump for it. He'll jump for a chair or something over there, you know. So there's definitely a little bit of jankiness in there, but I'll take it. It's fine. It's just fun to mess around with those ejects, manual jump. Yeah, really, I'm impressed. Next question.
I think we've covered everything that I was curious about. I think
Very good. Very good.
I am excited to try it. I'm still on the fence, even though everything does sound great, because just looking at some of the screenshots from when I last bought Mirage for PS5 a few weeks back. Last time I played it was January the 7th, 2024, and both of them saves are coming up as corrupted. So I'm gonna have to start it, do the pardon me, do the menu system to jump straight to the DLC. So I'm not working through the entire story again.
I mean, you could. It's not a long game.
Oh, I mean, by the way, you can play Valley of Memory immediately.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm probably gonna do. Just and
yeah,
then
like
revisit
it gives you
later.
two options.
Yeah,
It gives you two options: start the game or start Valley of Memory. Like,
I'll probably
uh,
start Valley of Memory, and then if I get time, redo Mirage from beginning all the way through and replay Valley of Memory. At the moment, I have quite a stacked backlog of games that I'm trying to work through. So Valley of Memory, even though it sounds phenomenal, it sounds a really good story for Basim, and I'm kind of really excited to try it. I need to clear my backlog before I commit to do the DLC and the story again.
Fair enough. I'm just looking at how long to beat, and it says main story average 16 hours, Valley of Memory main story about 4 hours. I think that's pretty generous. You could probably complete the main
four
story in
hours
2 hours, but anyway,
you can
you
get
could
it
probably
done. But
100% it in 4 hours.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
completed the main
yeah,
game in 22 hours, so
yeah.
I'm a
Fair
slow
enough.
person.
Yeah, that's fair enough. When you're ready, mate, do that new game, and then before you go to the final sort of story chapter of Mirage, that's the best time to go and do Valley of Memory.
Yeah,
And then you come back, do the thing, Roshan, all that stuff. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. Roll credits. That's a good point. We haven't seen credits, have we, for Valley of Memory?
no,
I wonder if
just
they're buried in a menu somewhere. I'd like to see the credits to see who worked on it.
yeah. So there is a credits. So they did update the credits menu to Valley of Memory as well. Of course, you have to. And it's their right to do that. And I think you see the credits if you just toggle them to work.
Understood?
But yeah, it's kind of like, oh, all right, well, finish the Valley of Memory. You can now go and just explore. Um, they really needed to end that with like a with an end credits.
Yeah, it would have been nice. I know why they didn't, because of course they expect you to go and finish the story and then get the credits. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I mean that makes sense too. Oh yeah, in retrospective, if you finish that story and then you finish the official story, then you get the Valley of Memory. That makes sense. Okay, got it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So there we are, Declan. Short, sweet, really well done. The missions were interesting. I think they remixed. It's like you take all the same ingredients, but you just mix it differently. Something I observed was that quite a few of the encounter spaces were much more dense. Like the guards were packed closer together. There was more guards, more hiding spots, more ropes, more opportunities for players to kind of play different ways, be creative, and I thought that was good to see. The final mission I found quite challenging. I died twice and had to restart whilst I was kind of learning. And I just put it on normal difficulty just because I wanted to enjoy it and get through it. There are some new difficulty levels. Like there's so Master Assassin was the previous hardest difficulty, but I think they've added three more difficulty levels on top of that, plus difficulty tuning.
Yeah.
So you can change enemy health, enemy detection speed. You can tweak all of those metrics if you want. But I just played on normal. I wanted to sort of get through it and enjoy it. And
Oh, funny story. Funny story at the for the last mission of Valley of Memory. Oh my God. So there are three ways in which you can, I think, get to
yes,
Nimlot. I chose disguise. And
okay.
you did you choose disguise or no?
I disguised myself as the
Yeah, as the
astrologer,
astronomer, right?
astronomer.
Okay.
Yeah, astronomer. Yeah,
Yeah, so I go the astronomer is basically right where you are at the top. You have to like reach him at the top, right? You have to hear some people talking about the astronomer, and then the
yep,
astronomer would be right by you, and you can basically, either sedate him or like kill him or something like that. Put him in a haystack, change as him, right? Me, I get busy with some guards. So now the astronomer is downstairs going around other guards, and I'm trying to like not get detected for this mission. So I had to chase him all around that camp and then kill him, put him in a haystack, be dressed as him, and then I was basically like, in stealth mode because I'm the astronomer, right?
yeah,
Um, and then I went. I had to basically get the keys from a guard, in order to open where Nimlot's at, right? And I totally blow off my disguise. I I go and climb, go over, take care of the guards. I get detected again. I die. And then what happens is it's only in the second playthrough that I find out that the game actually has a different way for you to stealthily, go underground and then take care of the guards, steal the key, and then go to Nimlot. So I like the fact that they thought about that, but just me going around that mission was so funny. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not an assassin.
I went, so to get through to the astronomer, I went to the left and then blew a hole in the wall. Did
Oh,
you take
okay.
that route? Because there's another route where I think you can blow a tunnel open, isn't there, underneath?
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
went to
yeah.
the left side and blew through the wall and up that way.
Oh, wow.
And then I went to the astronomer and got his disguise. But it was funny the first time I played it. Sorry, Declan, this makes no sense to you, but in a few months' time, when you've caught up, we'll talk again.
You have to play this game right now, Declan.
Well, he really does. But
Put it on the top of your library list, my man. Oh, anyway, go ahead, James.
so the game has obviously got coded checkpoints, and to put the costume on, the disguise on, you've got to hide the astronomer, which is fine. So you put him in a haystack, you can put him in a cabinet, whatever. Of course, because I'd fucked up the stealth, I had killed every single guard. So it did make me chuckle that I still had to hide the astronomer, even though there was no one to hide him from because they were all dead. I got detected anyway later and had to restart the whole mission, but that bit did make me laugh. But yeah, it was a good mission. In fact, that one would be worth replaying to try some of the other routes. But yeah, there we are.
Yeah.
We have been talking, gentlemen, for probably about an hour, which is usually where we draw the line, just because it makes the edit a little easier. Declan, any final questions or comments?
Final comment I've got is I hope my Wi-Fi can handle downloading the update. Because last time I checked, it was going to take 2 days, and I've been away for past 3 days, so I haven't had it updated.
Oof,
But
got it.
2 days to update, and then I'll probably cancel my other backlog games. I'm sure Nier Automata and Control and Alan Wake. No, I've completed Alan Wake. Control can wait for a while, and I'll just focus on Mirage.
Control's definitely a longer game. If you just wanted to play, you could play Mirage pretty
Yeah.
quickly, get the vibes, get the story, have some fun, and then Control is definitely a longer game, I would say.
Declan, you do have a channel called Let's Talk Assassin's Creed, not Let's Talk Control
Oh,
or something like that. So
oh, that's fighting talk, Declan.
I'd expect you to have finished it already.
Yeah.
But since I am
I
your
think he's
friend,
trolling you, mate. Don't give into it.
I mean,
since I am your friend, I will forgive you this one time. Just kidding.
I think what's actually happened is, and it's very weird, since I moved to PlayStation 5 away from Xbox, I don't have Game Pass. So I've been focusing more on playing specific games that I want to play, which has led me to now play more games for longer to actually complete a game. And because I'm a snail, a game that's going to take 20 hours takes me like 4 days, 4 extra hours, I mean, to complete because I'm a snail.
Mm.
But
Well, this will only take 8 hours for you.
you say
'Cause
hours.
you're a pro assassin, mate. You're a pro.
You say 8 hours. I have about 2 hours a night to game. So we're looking at about
6 days. There we go.
6 days. Yeah, a week. I could get it done in a week.
Yeah.
I get back in touch with you. And if we count 2 days for it to download, 7 days to complete it, we're looking at about 9 days.
Right.
I'll get back
Call
to
us
you in a
back.
month. Thing, but to end this, I just wanted to say this about Assassin's Creed Mirage: Valley of Memory. It is a game that talks about loss. It talks about coming into terms with your past, and it is a father and son story that has never been told this way in video games, not even God of War. But like this the this short free DLC stands on its own as one of the best DLCs out there for Assassin's Creed, and I really really recommend you people, most of all Declan, to play it as soon as possible.
That's a great summary. Let's leave it there, gentlemen. As always, a pleasure. I'm going to get this edited and ready to upload in the next couple of days. And yeah, we'll speak soon. Thanks all for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone.